Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Right off the bat, I'd like to apologise for the state of my voice. I am absolutely full of cold. So, yeah, I'm going to be a little bit husky again today. Sorry about that. Anyway, we are here in our little settlement. Last episode we managed to get a few things done and a few things that didn't work. Specifically this down here. It's been mentioned that if I replace these top 3 levees with more sluices, we'll be able to restrict the flow, because if it's coming down, if it's pouring, then its flow is restricted to 2.2 cubic meters per second, whatever CMS is. I've completely forgotten now. Yeah, it's restricted. So we could have 3 sluices up there and only have one of them on, and it would restrict the flow here, possibly enough to get this to fill. Don't know. We might come back and do that. At the moment, I'm just going to leave it. We are currently full of Badwater, so that's okay. Right, we need to think about expanding a bit more. We need more farming space. Because we need to start bringing in wheat. Where are we? Wheat. There we go. We need to start bringing that in. We don't have a lot of space left down here. I mean, arguably, I could move those 3 inventors' huts and put in some more farming up here. It's not a huge space. Other than that, it would have to be somewhere where we actually control the flow a bit more. So maybe down here we could get away with it. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. We could get some farming in down here. We would want to, I think, yeah, block off the flow back here as well. So maybe a strip of floodgates. I mean, we might as well put them right down the end, mightn't we? Where are we? Let's bring some steps down just there, as close to the zip line as we can. And then we'll bring ourselves a path right the way along here. And down to there. At which point, how wide is that? That's 3 wide. We can just about afford a suspension bridge. I mean, they do look better. Alright. Alright, alright. There we go. We'll put a suspension bridge in there. And then we will put in a trio of floodgates just along there. So that will retain water in this section a little bit. Not a huge amount. But we might be able to get some wheat farming on the go down there. Okay, what construction lacks materials? The tapper's shack. What are we waiting for? Gears. Yep. Yep, that makes sense. We do have 2 gear workshops just up here, and they are churning out gears, but we're going through them at a rate at the moment. We're also building our observatory up here, which requires gears. Also requires pine resin, which is part of the reason we're building that tapper's shack down there. But they have finally built this power shaft, so let's connect it up to the lumber mill there. Unsurprisingly, the windmills aren't working. There's no wind, which means we are not supplying enough power to our industry, which means we'll be draining these batteries. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. Okay, 3 days until the drought arrives. I'm not going to do too much, I don't think. I really want to get our water up a bit. We're, what, 700 away from full storage. Do you know what, I might, yeah, push their hours back up again. Just until the drought arrives. There we go. There's the drought. 6 days shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've closed everything up, so we should have plenty of water stored. And that should do us fine. Okay, down here, we've completed our little floodgate down there. Going to put in a farmhouse. Ooh, probably... Actually, probably about there is good. Yeah, because that gives us some decent coverage. And then we will plant a whole bunch of wheat in this area. Just all of that area is going to be for wheat farming. We will likely need some storage as well, won't we? So, how are we going to do that? And more importantly, where are we going to do that? I missed the spot. There we go. Yeah, it's a good question. Where are we going to put the storage for this? I guess... we'll need larger... There we go. Like so, we'll do that. Actually, we'll leave that one out of it. We'll pop some stairs in just there. A path in there. And then we'll put in a warehouse like so. And that is going to be storing... Where are we? Wheat. There we go. Okay, we've got plenty of unemployed beavers. We've got no bed spaces at the moment. But 6 children. I've turned off the water pumps up here. But we're still not very full in terms of water. We didn't manage to top up our water supplies very well. Yeah, we're probably going to need more water. And I really don't know where we're going to get it from, honestly. Our best bet is to probably come up here and untap this water source that's hiding wherever it is. In there. But obviously for that we'll need dynamite. Yeah, I think that's probably the next thing we're going to be aiming for, honestly. Yeah, I think dynamite is probably the best thing we can aim for. Right, we are waiting for 6 pine resin. Oh, you're actually collecting pine resin down here, are you? Yeah, excellent stuff. So that shouldn't take long. And then we'll have that built. Power-wise, we are supplying more than we're using. So having those windmills along there, when the wind is good, just the job. Absolutely fine. Now, yeah, again we need explosives because I want to come and tunnel under all of these windmills and then replace the tunnels with vertical power shafts. Then we can replace the windmills on top without breaking the circuit. That's my plan there. So yeah, explosives are going to be, I think, the next thing we aim for. So, explosive factory is only 400 science. We should get that relatively quickly. And then 2,000 for tunnelling. That'll take a little bit longer. But we do have our observatory in, so that should be providing us with a bit of additional science. Lovely stuff. Alright, I will spin on through the drought. I'll probably come back halfway through to see where we've got to. But I can't imagine there'll be much change in the next couple of days. Day 17. We've got 3 days left of the drought. We've just got a new high score because I spent some of our science on a beaver statue. It covers this rooftop terrace, it covers this campfire, this contemplation spot, and these 2 lodges on the end. So a few beavers will be getting an additional boost, but they've all got to walk past here to get to the beds here, so that's something. Everything else is going okay. We've planted all of our wheat down here. We're looking at, what, 7 days, so another week or so before it's ready to harvest. but that's okay. We are getting a little bit of wind, not enough to supply what we need. So we are again relying on the power in the batteries. Our observatory is in and providing us with plenty of science, which is nice. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. I haven't noticed any major problems yet. So, fingers crossed we're doing fine. Water is decreasing, but we are only using 2 of these water pumps at the moment. The water level in here hasn't decreased massively. I could let a little out of here. Though I need to drop it quite a way down before any will get in there. So if we drop that down to 50, we'll take the additional water from here. Hopefully that'll top us up a little bit. But not too much. Yeah, I think we're alright. I think we're doing okay. Let's see how far... Is that actually going to get down the end? Does it have enough pressure behind it to keep flowing? Let's speed things up briefly, just to make sure. I mean, it's not great, is it? It's pretty much trickling down there. Might as well close that up now. Yeah. Alright. We are still on a 16-hour work day. They seem to be mostly okay with it. We are getting a few warning signs of hungry and thirsty beavers here and there. But I think we're alright. I'll keep an eye on it anyway. Okay, we have over 1,000 science. Let's have a look. The explosives factory. 150 horsepower. Right. I'm just going to put it in there. That's the easiest way to do it, isn't it? And we'll bring the path straight down there. We might be able to squeeze something else in this spot and connect it up through there. But we do need more power. Don't have enough for large windmills yet. But that might be a one to aim for. But we are also aiming for the tunnelling. So, ooh, quite a few hungry and thirsty beavers still looking for sustenance. Alright, I'm going to drop the working hours down to 14 again. There we go. End of the drought. We did fine. Of course we did. 6 days wasn't going to be a massive problem for us, was it? Okay. This up here needs to come down to about 0.85, 0.8. That'll be fine. This one needs to be a bit lower because otherwise we get a lot of flooding. So we'll pop that down to 1.6. 1.8 I think is okay for this one. Put it 1.75. That should allow the water to overflow these dams and fill this section up. And then again we'll put that down to say 0.8. We'll see how that goes. We might need to drop that a little further, but we can do that if we need to. Okay. Okay. Everything's going all right there. We've got ourselves the farmhouse full. We've got maybe 4 or 5 days before all of that is ready for harvest. We have plenty of logs. Water, not so great. Let's bring this up to 0.65. So we'll store a little bit of water in there. We won't turn these on just yet. We'll wait until the... thank you, autosave. We'll wait until the water starts flowing out of here. And then we can turn those on. And hopefully, we'll be able to replenish our water supplies a little bit better this time. I'm not quite sure why it didn't work last episode, why we were so low on water. But we'll keep an eye on it and make sure that that does fill up this time. Or hope it fills up at least. We might... I mean, we do have a population of 96 currently. So we may well need more water pumps. Yeah. Yeah, not sure where we're going to get those from, of course. But we probably need some. Okay. What is next? Well, we've got our explosives factory in, it has started to produce explosives. We have 1.7 thousand science, which isn't quite enough. Let's have a look. We need 2,000 for tunneling. Single dynamite is just 600, so I am going to unlock that. I'm going to lay dynamite in across that little section there. Really should have used a vertical power shaft there, shouldn't I? Would have made it much easier to get across. Oh well. You live and learn, don't you? Let's bring the path up along there. There we go. So they should be able to lay that those explosives in there. And then once we unlock tunneling, we'll be able to get in underneath all these windmills. Okay. Okay. Just thought, are we going to be able to get in under those? Because that's not going to support itself, is it? Okay, we're just going to have to use the platforms that the tunnels give and connect them up with regular power shafts, I think. So I don't think we'll be able to replace the platform with a vertical shaft under there, will we? No, probably not. Alright, anyway. So, water, are you returning it? You have returned. Right, let's get these water pumps on. And get them pumping that sweet, sweet water. There we go. Right. I'll spin on for a couple of days. I'll hopefully start getting some of this wheat in. We might need another grist mill, of course. How are we doing for cattail crackers? We're pretty much full of cattail crackers. And we're pretty much full of cattail flour as well. Alright, so we can, in theory, just switch that over. Yeah, we need more storage as well. Yeah, let's put some storage in there. Yeah, alright. We're going to have to try and figure out a way to get up onto here. To add more storage. You are going to be for wheat flour, I guess. Yeah, not really got a lot of room for storage up here. No, that's housing. Let's get a small warehouse in there for wheat. So at least they've got some stored nearby. Okay, yeah. I'll spin on for a few days. Day 5 then. We are waiting for our wheat to grow. It should be basically today. We'll start harvesting it by the end of the day. We have... If I spin across up here. Storage up here for the various bits and pieces we need. I've put in bread storage down there. And we'll switch this bakery over to making bread once we start getting a supply of wheat. Because as soon as we start getting wheat, we can switch this over to making wheat flour. Once we've got a supply of wheat flour, we can switch this over to making bread, and then we'll have another source of food in the colony, which will be nice. Over here, I've put in some more housing with a couple of street lights down here to give these the same bonus as these ones at the back. Yeah, that's about all I've done. We do have 2,600 science, so we can unlock tunneling. So let's do that. And we want to basically tunnel out all of this section here. But first, let's get these explosives set off. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let's now get the tunnels laid in all along here. Okay, that might be more than we have. And also, we need extract, so we do need the centrifuge in here. Alright, okay. How much do we need for the centrifuge? Bet we can't afford it now. 600. Oh, we can afford it. All right. Well, that's going in right there then, isn't it? And to build that, we need planks, gears, metal blocks, which we have all of. More than enough metal blocks, more than enough gears, more than enough planks. Lovely stuff then. That should get built relatively quickly. We'll need to put some storage in, obviously. I'm going to put it in there, you know. Why not? And let's get a path up to it. And you are storing extract. There we go. We've already got bad water stored up here, so it shouldn't be too far of a journey for them to get the bad water they need. Okay, how are we doing? We have started harvesting wheat. Excellent stuff. I'll spin on for another couple of days. Okay, so we are halfway through day 8, and as you can see, we've already cleared out all of this stuff. So I'm going to lay in power shafts all the way along like so. And I would very much hope that that would connect upwards. It's not going to do that, is it? We need a vertical shaft to connect upwards. Yeah, this did not work the way I was hoping it would work at all. Okay. Right, let's get rid of all of that. I suspect we're just going to have to demolish everything. So we'll start at this end. Yep, we'll just take out all of that. Right. Pause for a second. That's going to come across like that. We are going to just place a normal windmill on there like that. And in fact, we might as well, since we're here, take out those as well. And we'll stick a vertical power shaft and a regular windmill on there like that. Sure. Means we've got absolutely no power. So let's prioritise at least all of this so we can get all of this up and running. It shouldn't take too long because we have all the resources. It's just a matter of getting the builders out here on a priority. Yeah. Alright, we are building up a very small stock of extract, but that's okay. We've got several buildings without workers now. We've got these 3 inventors' huts. That's fine. We have a observatory. And I assume... Where are we? Yeah, 3 workers missing from there as well. And 1 from down there. That's fine. That's all good. Okay. Really hoping you're going to hurry up and bring the resources for these, since you're on a priority. You know, priority. Alright, halfway through day 9 and we've got things mostly done. We're waiting for a builder to just come and finish this off. Quite why they didn't finish it off last time they were up here, I don't know. But, you know. We don't have enough yet to unlock... Oh, we do have enough to unlock the large windmills. Alright, let's cancel that and let's get a large windmill on there. There we go. What do we need for that? Planks, gears and paper. Which we can do. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Alright. Let's get that on there and see how that helps us out. Everything else is going okay. We've managed to build up a stock of water again, so that's nice. I've extended our zip line, or I'm in the process of extending our zip line out to here. So I figure there's got to be something we can do around here. But all of this does get contaminated during the bad tide. Up until I can get in here and actually reverse the flow and dump that bad water off the back of the map. Which is the ultimate plan, really. The same with this water source in here. Now that we have tunnelling, that won't be too difficult at all. So let's have a look. Yeah, so I guess come in this way, lay in the tunnel out the back there. Where's the actual water source? There they are. Right, we might put the sluices in there and just bring it out this way and just dump it into that section. Or, if I'm going to do that, we'll probably want to come out this way, won't we? So at least we're coming out the same place as the other water. Yeah. So, yeah, probably come in this way. Create a sluice way to drag all of that bad water this way. Shouldn't be too difficult, honestly. We don't have a lumberjack at the moment, but that's all right. Let's just get those resources out of there. And we will lay in the first section there. Like so. Actually, come that way. We'll put the sluices in. Right, it's going to have to go one below, isn't it? That level. Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, okay, okay. No, we can do this. We can do this. So this is going to be 3 wide and come this way. We might as well lay the whole thing in, won't we? Like so. And the sluices will go in there. Is that... That's in entirely the wrong place, isn't it? Alright. There we go. I think that's right. Yeah. I mean, we don't need most of this, do we? It's not a resource, it's a building. Come on. Yeah, we don't need any of that. Yeah, we'll come in that far and we'll put steps down onto the next layer. That's what I think is probably best. Yeah, so the steps will come down into there. We'll open all of this up. And then we'll put sluices in that section there to feed the bad water out. We'll put sluices across. I guess we'll take all of this out and just put sluices in, won't we? Yeah, that's probably the best bet. But we'll get that tunneled out first anyway. That's probably going to take a few days. Right, let me spin on until we get the drought warning. Okay, day 15 and there's the drought warning. So, likely to be a fairly short one, but we're alright. So, over here we have started our little tunnel. Let's drop down, see what we've got. So, this is our entrance tunnel, and then down here we've started to clear out this sort of opening area. We're probably going to want to put in a path, aren't we? There we go. Because otherwise they're not going to be able to reach all the way down there. So that's working. Up here we've got our large windmill in, which is putting out 242, which is basically double what these smaller ones are putting out. So, yeah, it is a case of, I mean, essentially cutting off power to our industrial area, or largely cutting off power to our industrial area. So let's get rid of this windmill. We will, in fact, get rid of all of that. There we go. Power-wise, I'll pause it just for a second. We'll bring that across there, and we will try and getting a pair of large windmills on there. And obviously, again, we are going to high prioritise these vertical power shafts and this windmill so that we can actually get everything connected up reasonably quickly. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Obviously, no power to our smelter or one of our lumber mills. I'm going to turn off one of our lumber mills. I'm going to turn off our centrifuge. I mean, we don't really need to. No, do you know what? I'm going to leave the centrifuge on. I'm going to turn everything back on. Yeah, I don't need to because we are still connected at this end. Alright. That's that. I'll come back at the start of the drought. We're not going to have got anywhere close to finishing this off in that time. Yeah, we maybe will have got halfway down there. But it's a drought, so we can keep working during that. Explosives-wise, we still have some in stock. Still have some Badwater. We could do with a lot more. So let's turn that second Badwater pump on. I am going to push their working hours back up to 16. How are we doing up here? Well, we're nearly through these ruins up here. Alright, so we're going to need to think about spreading out. And I do think coming across this way, since we have an open slot at this zipline station, bringing another one up here, probably the best plan. Shorten those trips as much as possible. Okay. I will continue to build out this and replace the next sections. And I'll come back at the start of the drought. Okay, there's the drought. 7 days, so probably no more problems than last time. We're about halfway through getting our large windmills in there. Replacing these smaller ones. So that is boosting our power output, which is great. We're not quite up to the level of the demand, but, you know, that's because the wheels have just dropped off. I will... What am I going to pause? I'm going to pause one of these lumber mills, and I am going to pause... Yeah, I'm going to pause the centrifuge for now. We've got 186 extract in storage. We are using it for the explosives down here, which we have made some progress. Not a huge amount, but we've made some progress. So yeah, I'm going to leave that off for the moment. That's going to save us a little bit of power. I'm not going to replace any more until we've built up a stock of planks again, because we're going through those at a bit of a rate. Which is why I'm a little bit unsure about turning this lumber mill off, but I think we'll be alright. We are making bread. We have a second bakery up here making bread for us. We've got storage there and storage down there. In terms of wheat, we have 361 in storage, 195 wheat flour. So we should be doing alright. Although bread is one of these things that gets eaten pretty quickly. Do you know what? I'm going to switch both of these onto making bread for the moment. We've got a full storage of cattail crackers. So that other bakery is just standing idle at the moment. So we'll boost our supply of bread. Fill up our storage if we can. I'm putting in another campfire up here. We've got a well-being of 22. Yeah. Oh, we got injured beavers. Do we not have enough medical beds for them? Probably not. Let's get another couple of medical beds scattered around the place, shall we? In fact, up there, probably not the worst place. And let's prioritise those. Okay, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Partly because I can feel my voice giving out even as I speak. We're doing all right. I mean, again, slow progress, but we've unlocked the observatory, we've unlocked the extractor, we've unlocked large windmills. We're in the process of sorting out our Badwater protection over here. And we've got wheat farming on the go. So, yeah, we're not doing too bad at all. One thing I do want to do with explosives is get up here and get rid of... I don't know how well you can see this, but this is an overhang. So it's maybe 6 tiles deep. So I want to get rid of that so we can get another gravity battery tucked in on the end here. Probably not worth doing that just now because we do have so much else going on. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I think we're doing all right. It's slowish progress, but we are progressing. But yeah, let me know what you think. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really does help the channel out. Please comment down below. That really helps the algorithm. And please watch the other videos on my channel if they interest you. If they don't, I wouldn't bother. But thank you very much for watching. Please do join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.